Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Lieutenant Andrew Allen. Your wife couldn't join us today, but let's give a shout out to her.
Yes.
Her name is?
Lieutenant Amanda Allen.
Yes, Amanda Allen. And work as a team and do an awesome job in the Dover, New Philadelphia area. What's important about the kettles is that money does stay in our community to serve our own friends and neighbors. But this past fall has been wild, has it not?
Yeah.
As far as Salvation Army and crazy weather and your ability to plug in with this national organization for disaster relief. Talk about what relationship does our local Salvation Army have with National Salvation Army when it comes to wanting to reach out and help people who are really suffering because of hurricanes or whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's been heartbreaking. It's been heartbreaking, and when a disaster strikes, such as these hurricanes, the Salvation Army, they stay on scene. They stay on scene to assure long-term recovery. For as long as it takes. We're there at the beginning. We're there throughout the process, and we're there to make sure that people are put back on their feet. And it's amazing to see the response nationwide to assist in these natural disasters. And our community, Dover, New Philly, has definitely responded. I've said before that our community's the generosity in our community is just amazing. And that was really, really apparent during this time. We've raised over $5,000.
Amazing.
Just in this community to send down to the various hurricanes down south. So, it just speaks to the generosity. It speaks to the wide reach of the Salvation Army when responding to these things.
I think part of it is trust, Andrew, that when we want to give, but we want to make sure that we're being good stewards in our giving. We want to make sure that the money is really going to go where we want it to go, where the need is. And I think the Salvation Army has such an impeccable reputation that people feel comfortable giving it to you. You can go right online and easily give to the Salvation Army and know that is going to go to people who need it right now. And it could be any of us. When you think of, the folks who got hit out of the blue with those hurricanes this past fall, that, there but for the grace of God go I. And it's really a matter of trust to know that I would love for someone else to give to the Salvation Army if I were in that position. So I feel comfortable giving to the Salvation Army to help others in that position. Do you hear that often?
Yeah. And again, it just speaks to the generosity and people's willingness to involve themselves, people's willingness to ask, what can I do? What can I do? And that speaks volumes to the integrity of people. It speaks volumes to the character of individuals in this community.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, but it also speaks volumes about the Salvation Army. What are your impressions from where you sit and to be able to plug into an organization that is so wide-reaching?
Yeah, a couple of fellow officers who I know have gone down to Puerto Rico. A number of them have gone down to Florida to assist in spiritual support, to assist in handing out meals, to assist in any way that the Salvation Army needs them. They don't go down with a expectation of, I'm going to do this and that. They go down with the expectation that they're going to help people. And there's a number of ways that they can help people, and that's what we signed up for. We signed up to help people, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, one of your taglines is "doing the most good," and it was like, yeah, they really do. You do the most good. It's so good. All the things that you get involved with. One of the things I think I would love to hear is, did they come back with stories of how receptive people, let's say in Houston or Naples, were to the faith message, to the gospel message, to share that spiritual support that you talked about? We're talking about people who are very well off in the Naples area, who are not used to being the receivers. They're used to being the givers. We're talking about millionaires whose homes were demolished. And very tough and very humbling for them to be suddenly on the receiving end. How receptive were they to help? And particularly, I'd love to know how receptive they were to the spiritual support.
Yeah, so I can't speak to particular stories, but I have seen a number of different media of pictures that have come back of videos, and it's just accepting this support, accepting whatever is there with open arms, and the the pridefulness goes out the window. There is no pride. There is no pride, and it's amazing. And when those situations occur, we're all in it together.
Didn't that bring our country together? Right at a time, I think, when the news was very divisive, suddenly these two horrible things happened back to back, and it seemed like the country immediately turned on a dime, where we all were suddenly one members of one country trying to help our fellow citizens that were going through this. Oh yeah, my goodness. I don't like to tell too many personal stories, but brother-in-law texting us saying, well, I'm in line trying to buy a chainsaw. There's 1,000 people in line. Please send water. It was very, very hot. Air conditioning not working. Electricity, they had none for so long, and was very, very warm. And with no electricity, air conditioning not working, boy, they needed water. And I said, I'm sending fruity water just for you, Jamie, because that would be his favorite. But yeah, it was an amazing time to see the country all come together. And again, we're so appreciative of the Salvation Army for being there. You also do things right here locally. I don't know that we began to cover all of the programs. You want to get back to some of those local programs that we provide?
Yeah.
Let's do. Tell me more.
Yeah, so Monday we have our music and creative arts programs, and that's one of my favorite programs that we have throughout the week. We offer band, we offer chorus, we have a mime. We have an instructor that teaches mime. We have timbrels, which is a traditional Salvation Army performance. It's basically timbrels. And we have drama. And last year, we had our drama team, a group of 3 girls who we had just started our music programs. This group of 3 girls went up to Cleveland to compete against all the different Salvation Armies in Northeast Ohio. And they came back and they won second place.
Oh, my goodness.
Congratulations.
Amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it was amazing. The looks on their faces was just priceless.
Oh, that's so fun. Will they ever do that another time where we all can see it?
Yeah. Well, when they compete, the first place winner, goes on to compete in New York, where it's the national competition of all the different territorial competition of all the different Salvation Armies, and it's a really, really fun time.
Oh my goodness! And are there programs that the community can come see once they come back and say we got second place and to do music or drama? Yeah, if not, I want to put that in the suggestion box because we want to see them.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
So cool. Do they have practices, or is this an after-school thing, or what?
Yeah, so every Monday from 4 to 5:30, we hold practice, and we have different instructors that teach that really help the kids along, because for some kids this is new, and but they're excited about it.
What ages participate?
5 to 18.
Oh, my goodness, all the way, the gamut.
Yes.
That's so cool. Where do they get the material? Do they write their own, or are these?
Some of it is self-written, and other materials we get from the Salvation Army. So the music that we play, we have resources in the Salvation Army that we utilize. So.
One of the things you're talking about, music and Salvation Army, of course, we all think of that Salvation Army band, which you don't get to see as much of anymore. Would love to have real, trumpets and bugles and the drum and everything out along with the kettles. Does that exist anywhere?
Yeah. This year we're going to try and get some groups together to play play at the kettle, and I love doing that. I play the cornet myself, so you might see me out there playing along, playing some Christmas music. So.
I love it. That used to really be one of the sounds of Christmas, didn't it?
Yes.
The Salvation Army band.
Yep.
So cool. I'm, dating myself a bit, but but it's just the coolest thing. Wanted to mention, as you're talking about children, you had some primary school children in New Philadelphia get together and have a penny war.
Yeah.
For being such a peaceful, wonderful group, you use Army and the Salvation Army and the penny war. I love it. It's kind of a little bit of a dichotomy there. What was this penny war? What'd they do?
Yeah, so we were contacted a couple months ago by an individual from the school, and they had told us that they had a penny war to raise money that was going to go to the hurricane relief.
Neat.
And they asked if one of us would go over and accept it. And I went over, and it's this elementary school, and it's this gym filled with a bunch of elementary school children, some of whom come to our programs during the week.
Yeah.
And they presented us with this large check, and it was for over $3,000.
And when you say large check, you're meaning more than just the $3,000 part of it, right?
Yes,
they actually had
a giant check. Yeah, and it was amazing. It was amazing, and I said a few words, and I couldn't make it to everything that I wanted to say, because just seeing all these children and their selflessness and their passion for raising this money for these families, for these individuals who have lost their homes, who have lost what they have. So it was an amazing show of compassion, an amazing show of kindness.
So very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. You get to see too many very cool things. All right. So back to business here. We need to get people willing to stand with kettles and bells and raise funds. You got 10 locations.
Yes.
About how many more volunteers are we needing, Andrew?
I am never going to turn down a volunteer. Okay. Never going to turn down a volunteer. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's required of us when we show up? As far as, I mean, some people might feel like, oh, that's a big responsibility to be standing in front of a kettle full of money. What is our requirement?
Dress warm.
Okay.
Dress warm. The kettle's locked. The kettle's locked. Just dress warm and put a smile on your face. Wish people a Merry Christmas, a good morning, good afternoon, and that's pretty much it.
Doesn't sound too tough.
No, it's not.
All right, what are the hours that we're out there?
So we're out there from 10 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. at night, and Monday through Saturday. We stand November 16th to December 23rd. Okay,
and if you are the first person at 10 a.m., does someone deliver the kettle for you? And if you're the person at 8 o'clock at night, does someone pick it up? Or are you required to take it places or pick it up?
Yeah, no, we pick it up. I will pick it up or drop it off, or one of our volunteers will. So, yeah, there's no responsibility when it comes to transporting that.
All right. All you got to do is just be the mouthpiece, right?
That's right.
Stand there and willing to. It's especially fun if it's someone who knows you.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that they're getting by without putting money in there. They know you.
Right.
And you can call them out in the parking lot. So it is too much fun. Tell us some of the locations where you will have the kettles.
Sure. So we're going to have 2 locations over at Walmart. We're going to have Dover Buellers. We're going to have New Philly Buellers. Like I said, we're going to have in Uhrichsville, we're going to have Maco's. So a number of different locations throughout the county.
Oh, awesome. All right. So again, if we need more information, go to Facebook, look up SA Dover, and call this number 330-364-3811. Lieutenant Andrew Allen, and your lovely wife.
Yes.
Thank you so much for all you do in our community.
Thanks, Susie.